Any day now, we should learn more about the beating death of this little girl. The Colorado Child Welfare Ombudsman is investigating little Natalie Skinner-Hurst's death after the Call 7 investigators uncovered serious errors by Denver Human Services in the case. Well, John Ferrugia here now raising questions about whether the department misled us and a juvenile court judge. John?
That's right, Ann. When Natalie's mother tested positive for THC when the child was born, DHS claimed caseworkers intervened with the family. Well, we showed that isn't true, and now we know that DHS never reported critical information to the court.
I walked in the room and I just saw Natalie. She looked like she'd been really badly beaten. She left this earth in my arms, and I got her baptized, and all family and friends in the room and everything.
That's pretty tough for a father.
Yes, sir. Really tough. Boom, boom. Grab on her.
As Jonathan Hurst plays with his first daughter in the backyard, the nightmare of Natalie's death lingers. Her mother remains in jail charged with murder, a murder Jonathan Hurst says could have been prevented.
I think everything would have been different if the caseworkers would have came.
Hospital staff called DHS on the day of Natalie's birth when her mother tested positive for drugs. DHS caseworkers were supposed to visit and assess the family.
I think if they would have came, they would have gave us the right resources to help our family out.
In fact, our investigation found the caseworker assigned never showed up to visit a woman with 5 children at home who Jonathan says was drinking and smoking marijuana while he worked nights.
I expected them at the hospital, at the house, maybe even a phone call. I never got one.
Yet when we reported our findings, DHS vehemently denied them, claiming in a statement that our information was wrong and that caseworkers had met with the family 3 times. What's DHS saying about you in the statement?
That I was lying, when in fact that they never did an investigation, never came to the hospital, never was at my house.
There is a problem in this case.
DHS Director Penny May now admits what we already knew. Her caseworkers apparently filed false reports in the state's child welfare record known as trails.
We see the inconsistencies in between the trails record and the external records.
Clearly, after seeing our investigation and interviewing Jonathan Hurst, that is exactly what the Ombudsman is looking at. Hurst was shown a photo of the caseworker who claimed she visited the family.
I didn't know who the lady was or anything, and I said, no, I never saw her before.
But even more disturbing than misleading the public, 2 days before issuing this statement on August 27th claiming they met with the family, DHS failed to report critical information to the judge in the case during a juvenile hearing.
I would have to look into that court report and find out why that information is not in there.
Records show that under the heading Substance Abuse History, the DHS caseworker notes none of the parents report having any problems with drugs or alcohol. No mention of the mother testing positive for THC at the time of Natalie's birth, and no mention of DHS's involvement in investigating it.
You can't know whether the people that you're dealing with have been involved in the use of drugs or not.
Dana Wakefield is the former presiding judge of Denver Juvenile Court. He has heard thousands of cases and says such omissions are serious and can be critical.
If you don't know even partially what's out there, you may not know the questions to build upon. It raises the question of credibility. You have to fight the temptation to say, boy, you can't trust these people.
It also raises questions about how overall DHS practices and supervision are, how many facts have been withheld from the court in other cases, and how many other reports contain serious errors, and who's checking. The Ombudsman report is due out later this month. I'm John Ferrugia, 7 News.